What's cracking, guys, and welcome to Noble introduces you to I don't really have a thing for this. But anyway, I have a very special manga that I wish to share with you today. One that's caught my interest and love. One that's called Yancha Gal no Anjou-san. Or, in English translation of it, the best I can do is Naughty Girl Anjou-san. Or Anjo, just without the san because there's no san in English. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds like this is some sort of off-brand thing here with that kind of title there. Well, to be fair, it is a seinen series. And if you guys don't know what seinen means, it usually means not for teenagers anymore, but for adult men. That's what it's aimed at, and therefore the contents of it is usually a little bit more, perverted? Well, let's just say adult in this sense here. Now, what makes Anjou-san stand out for me? Well, it's very similar to titles such as Skill Teaser Tagaki-san, or Nagatoro, Donbolimi Nagatoro-san, or even Komi. That's right. And what I mean by similar is the fact that it focuses on just two individuals in this. Just strictly two. Japan is kind of on like a big fetish right now of just having two characters being the main focus of big popular series. And honestly, I'm fine with that. The more characters doesn't mean, like, it's a better series. I mean, sure, My Hero Aka is freaking amazing. I love it, but, you know, sometimes I don't want a billion characters. Now, the best way I can describe Anjou-san here is it's kind of like Nagatoro and Komi got together and produced some sort of weird hybrid. And that's what this series is right here. The girl doesn't necessarily bully the main guy here, but she does tease him, and more in a naughty way. So it's kind of got like a little bit of Tagaki in there as well. But it's still wholesome, okay? But anyway, just looking at this girl, you kind of just go, well, this girl is and looks like a thought. Just like straight up. Just her character design alone and what she does. She looks like a thought. And after reading the first chapter of this, I kind of agreed with it. I wasn't impressed by the first chapter. But the more I read into it, like the more I just got down in the series, the better and better it became. She became less of a thought and more of just a perverted girl. You know? And there's nothing wrong with perverted girls. And more importantly, it was not just a perverted girl, but a perverted girl looking for some quality, wholesome love. Anyway, let's get to summarizing what it's about here. It starts off with Mr. Bowl Cut Boy. Alright? This is why it didn't impress me. Like, seriously, you gotta stop making the main heroes look so gosh darn plain and boring. What's with that bowl cut? Come on now. I know Japan has like that fetish of making just your average everyday guy that could possibly be you stand-in, dude. But this is ridiculous here. But anyway, the man's studying. He's getting stuff done and he's getting tired. But that's when our heroine comes in and makes his life turned upside down. Whoa! Yeah, I know. Anjou keeps bugging. Yeah, that's right. This is how it is here. She's just bugging him, hugging him, and loving him. Just getting all up in his grill. And again, the art style's pretty good here. Like, honestly, I do enjoy the art style, and I like the faces that they make, and I think it's pretty cute. She's just a little bit more clingy than your usual typical girl. Also, the fact that she does give him her candy for crying out loud as a reward. So, like, most girls don't lick a lollipop and give it to the man they just met there. That's not something you do. But anyway, this free-spirited girl keeps bugging the main character, and she often does it in unceremonious ways, so to speak. Like, she's very free with her speech, such as, where there was a couple banging so hard that they really kept me up when she was talking about a movie. Well, yeah, she just outright says it there, you know? She was talking about a horror movie, by the way, there. Anyway, the main character tries to get a grasp on her weird behavior here, and he gets kind of a look at her, and he's like, she just looks like one of those girls that kind of gets around, you know? Like, and you know, there are girls like that, honestly, in real life. There are girls that just like you know, doing fun things. Let's just go with that. Anyway, she teases our boy in the most weeb sensitive spot everywhere, using the V card, and not even admitting, like, getting out of him that he's never kissed anybody before. Pretty harsh stuff there, but then she goes on and says, I wouldn't mind kissing you. Naturally, he gets excited, but she just laughs it off, saying, ah, you're so funny, I love your reaction out of that, and laughs. So then he tries to fight back, so he has a little bit of backbone. It's like, what about you? How far have you gone, huh? It's only fair that I ask you. And she goes, that's true. And then he's just like, you're not gonna tell me, and he got him! Got him! And it's pretty good. So yeah, oh, but then she goes, okay, well you did tell me I have to keep my promise. So instead of actually telling him, she's just like going, I'm gonna take your first kiss, and things get exciting. Oh boy! And again, the art style pretty freaking good here. Tells him to close his eyes, get ready for some good stuff. But instead of kissing him, she gets him with her fingers instead, and she just totally teased him. Got him with the fox. So obviously our boy gets a little bit down, until he notices something a little unusual. Wiping his lips, he sees some lipstick. Wait, what? Surely, don't tell me. Uh-oh. And then she reveals that she kind of indirectly kissed him. Oh boy! And it ends with her, like, you got your reward though, right? Even if it is a little bit indirect. So she did kiss him. In a way. It's not really a real kiss. Let's be honest. So I know what you're thinking, like, okay, Noble. Like, that's nothing too special, you know? Like, that's just, like, kind of cute teasing. And the girl's a little bit, you know, like, a little bit loose. Let's be honest here. Like, there's no girl that's really that forward. And to be fair, like, it's very rare that you would see a girl that forward with flirting with a guy. I mean, like, why is it this guy getting all over this girl? Like, this girl is just a thought. This guy should stay away from her. Like, I get it. But the more you go into this, the better it gets, and I promise you. I don't want to give too many freaking spoilers here, but it gets quite wholesome later on, and you end up liking Anjou quite a bit. Like, there's a point where our Mr. Bowl-Cut boy has a hard time, man, and he's just like, I don't know what I want to do in life. I have no goals. All I can do is study. I'm freaking useless. But then Anjou comes over and has stopped talking badly about my precious guy. Some pretty freaking wholesome stuff here. Like, bam! Hits you hard. Right where you least didn't expect it. Snaps him out of his bullcrap. And then you get the fantasy of, like, dating this girl. It's like, that even says, over summer break, let's do lots of bad stuff together, okay? And they're in a pool holding hands, being all wild, young, and free. And obviously, it's not what you think there, okay, guys? It's just the way she puts it. Alright? Well, maybe she does. I don't know. But she's basically breaking this guy out of his shell and giving him, like, a new perspective on life. Giving him new things beyond the textbooks that he plugs his nose into. And yes, even more surprisingly wholesome bits where, you know, like, it starts out with something a little bit naughty where, you know, she gets a little bit of ice cream dribble. And she's licking it off. I'm sure you've done this before. What? Do you want to lick it instead? And she teases him. And then she keeps teasing him, but oh no, she loses her balance. But our boy catches her and saves her before she falls over, squishing her soft upper forearm. upper forearm. And then he can't go to sleep because he's picturing the soft forearm. I mean, it's something so subtle and stupid like that. But, you know, it's surprisingly funny and wholesome, and I don't know, I like it. And it's later on that you also find out, like, that our little Anjou-san does have a goal. And she's not just being a complete flake and just wants, like, anything, like, just fun and happy and doesn't care about anything serious. She does have a goal. She wants to be a hairdresser, a stylist, just like her mom, owning a business and having some good times, and does practice for it. Like, she has goals and has a future in mind, and that's why our boy here, Mr. Bowl-Cut Man, feels a little envious of her, because while he does have better grades, so to say, he doesn't really have a goal. And gradually, the character growth does happen, and that's what's good. Like, the characters grow very slowly, but you notice stuff. Like, our Bowl-Cut boy gets some more backbone. Like, when he's over at her place, yeah, I know, right? he gets invited to stay over at her place. He then like hears about her like having sleepovers, and he's like, no, I don't want you to invite others to stay over so easily. Like, I don't want you to do that. And it surprises her. Because at this point, like, this guy doesn't really assert himself too much. So obviously, she gets a little happy. Now, I don't want to give away how the night ends after that, too. I mean, they are staying over at her place, but, like, it's just surprising, like, honestly. Just seeing how a perverted girl interacts with a wholesome boy, you know? Usually it's the other way around. I mean, even when Anjou-san is getting flirted and hunted upon by other dudes, she still likes our main boy right here. And she even admits, like, this is the prey I'm hunting. I want this guy and this guy alone. And it's just cute. It's honestly cute. The girl has something she likes, and she's not just completely over the top and just a thought. And even in the recent chapters, there's something that made me cry. And it touched me because I had something similar happen to me. And, like, it's wholesomely perverted in a way, is the best way I can put it. It's really good, and I highly recommend you see it. So all I can say is, this manga made me a lot more open to gals, or thoughts, so to speak. And I think a lot of it's pretty good. Like, if you like perverted girls, and I hope you do, if you're watching me, I highly suggest you give this a read. Anjou is great. Like, I enjoyed watching it. It's very short, goes by very quickly. I read through the entire thing of what was translated in a freaking single night. Still took a while. It's probably why this video is becoming a little bit late, but highly recommend it. Fortunately, there's not too many memes of this here. It's still a little bit underground compared to Komi and Nagatoro. You know, like, so there's only so much I can do here to show you more interesting things inside of the community, but like this still, it's a little gem, kind of in there with those other girls, and I hope that you guys bring a little bit more light to it. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe for some more quality manga recommendations, I guess. And I hope you guys have something to read in the future here. So until then, stay awesome, guys.
You crazy mother.